Hello, I'm Nathan. Today I'm reporting why do footballers get paid so much compared to the emergency services. Later on I'll be speaking to Newcastle's High School's PE teacher and football coach Mr Baxter to get his views on this, and also BC Cochran, who is the school community's police officer, to find out her views.
I think footballers nowadays get paid far too much money. It's got a bit of a control. When you look at a team like Manchester City that are paying hundreds of thousands of pounds a week to players, it's ridiculous. There's far too much money in football, which means that clubs are trying to pay players that they can't afford, and that's how some clubs have got into financial difficulty. But if you also look at players in Manchester City, they struggle to sell them. Like when Carlos Tevez had his trouble with Man City because nobody could afford to pay his wages.
Yeah.
So it's now getting to the stage where only certain clubs can afford certain players, and other teams just have to make do with what's left because they can't afford some of the demands that players are making for wages.
Yeah.
No, my dad's in the ambulance service, and I know that some of the situations he's been to are far more dangerous than somebody playing on a football field. I think that jobs like that, especially the army, should be paid in relation to how dangerous what they're doing is. So if you're putting your life on the line, then you should be getting paid a lot, so that if something does happen to you, then your family that you're leaving behind have money there to keep on living securely. So I think that is something that could be looked at better, rather than thousands, £100,000 getting paid into people who are just really kicking a ball about every day. You know, it's not a great thing when you look at it like that.
Yeah.
Well, if you took away a football player, or when a football player retires, then that doesn't really affect anybody. But if you took away a fire service, or an ambulance service, or a police service, then that's going to have a huge effect on an area, because there's nobody there to help people. So emergency services provide a service, whereas footballers provide entertainment. So I think emergency services are far more important than footballers. I think it's going to get to a stage where they're going to get paid so much that it's going to have to be capped.
Footballers have skills and talents which they've had to hone through the years. They've shown a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication and hard work to get to the position that they are in today, and probably as a youngster had to make a lot of sacrifices with regards to doing things that other kids their age might have been doing. In saying that, however, I do feel, in my opinion, that 20 million is rather excessive for one person to do. I think the biggest danger to our profession is the unknown. We attend incidents where we don't know what it is that we're actually going in to face. We come into contact with people that are under the influence of alcohol, the influence of drugs, that may be carrying weapons. So it's how we deal with the situations when we attend them. But for me, I would say it's the unknown that is the biggest danger that we have to deal with. Again, I think footballers bring enjoyment to millions of people all around the world. Famous footballers are role models for a lot of youngsters as they're growing up. They provide them with goals and achievements that they might wish to get to that level themselves some days. So it gives them focus in their lives. However, I personally wouldn't like to live in a society that didn't have emergency services, as these are the people that are trained to deal with real life incidents as and when they come up.
From what PC Cochran and Mr Baxter had said, we agreed that footballers do get paid too much for playing sports. Although they do bring enjoyment to people, we also agreed that the emergency services should get paid more for the hard work they do and dedication to the public.
Although some jobs will always pay more than others, the wages of some footballers are ridiculous and the money could be better spent. Thank you for watching. This is Nathan